The devs from Fatshark just released a fantastic new blog post that is filled to the brim with information that you need to know about the early access beta and the full launch of Warhammer 40k Darktide. We are going to split this video into multiple sections just to make it easier for you to understand everything that is going on. But before we jump into that, I want to give you all the launch time, as I know you're all super excited about this. Therefore, Darktide's early access beta is launching at 6 PM in the UK and 7 PM CET on the 17th of November. Now, the first section is going to be everything new in the beta, and there are quite a few changes and additions. First of all, there is now better optimization, performance and connectivity in the beta. They also released a blog post about performance, but it goes into a lot of detail that I think the average player doesn't really care about, so we're not going to go into that here. Then we finally have mouse sensitivity options with the ability to turn off wobble for those of you with motion sickness. And then this next feature is a pretty big one, as you can finally skip the tutorial after you have made a character for the first time. Honestly, thank you for this, Fatshark, as it was a tad bit annoying having to deal with that every time I made a character. They have then also added a few tweaks to the difficulty of the maps to make difficulties more balanced between them, while also making some other changes to weapon swapping depending on the size of the weapon, while dodges and their timings have also got a few tweaks. Another major addition is access to the Psychanium. This is basically your shooting range where you get to test your loadouts on all the enemies you'll be facing within the game. This is super nice to have and a much needed improvement over the Vermintide target dummies. There are a few more big changes that come in the form of increasing handling for the veteran sharpshooter when it comes to starter weapons, which is great because weapons started feeling a lot better in the previous beta once you hit around level 10. The HUD has also seen some tweaks to give us more access to information about your teammates. This also returns the favor to teammates as they have separated enemy tagging from the smart tagging wheel so you can ping those scary enemies more easily. Then when it comes to difficulties and parties, the Malice difficulty is now locked until your character reaches level 3. And players in a full strike team can play on the highest difficulty that has been unlocked by one of the party members, even if the rest of the team has not unlocked it. I know there are a lot of additions to try and wrap your head around there, but this next section is everything they are working on that sadly didn't make it into the beta. First of all, they are working on a new end of screen scoreboard that rewards you for playing as a team, which is their goal with Darktide and Coherency. They are also working on spawning players that have just returned from a mission closer to the mission board to quicken up the time between missions. And finally, a much needed change is a detailed view of weapon stats to help us all understand exactly what each of our weapons do in more depth. And this next section is what to expect in the beta, as we're going to gradually experience new missions in each zone and an array of challenges and in-game events up until launch. Week 1 starting from the 17th and ending on the 20th is where we get full access to the game hub and mission board. Here we'll be able to access 4 changing missions across 4 zones in the world. Now, to spice gameplay up, they are also including regular events which act as conditions. Those are power supply interruption and ventilation purge, which the devs didn't want to give any spoilers about, so it will be fun for all of us to jump in and experience these events together. Then next is week 2, which starts from the 21st to the 27th of November. And here we can gain another 4 missions across the 4 zones that we already have access to. This then gives us a grand total of 8 missions and 4 zones to explore. They also mention that there will be more in-game events and other surprises in store for us. And up next, this leads us from November 28th to the 30th, which is launch day. Here we get 2 more missions, making our mission count 10 across 4 zones, and we can expect downtime at 7 PM UTC on the 29th to get ready for launch on the 30th. Speaking of the 30th, this is launch week, and we finally have access to 13 missions in 5 zones. We don't have any details on the 5th zone just yet, but you know we'll cover it on the channel when we can, so keep an eye out for that. Then we also get access to new conditions and in-game events. Of course, this is also when all of you Vermintide players get access to your Devoted Rejects cosmetic pack. Now, when it comes to progression, a lot of players have been worried about wipes, and Fatshark has stated in the blog post that their goal is to allow all progression to carry over from the moment you start playing all the way until full release. However, it is still not guaranteed at the moment due to testing their progression systems. They are still keeping their eye on things in case something unforeseen or critical happens, but they really do want us to keep all of our characters and progression to full launch. And then next, we're going to look to the future of Darktide. They have currently given us a teaser of what we can expect further down the road. A lot of this will come within weeks, months, and years, but we can 100% expect brand new classes, missions, enemies, and allies, with an additional teaser of so much more. Whew, we finally made it through everything you need to know about the early access beta and future of Darktide. I know this video has been longer than most on the channel, but I quickly want to take a moment to thank everyone in the Realm Space Hub Discord, as they have been amazing in helping keep us all up to date with everything when it comes to Darktide. If you haven't already joined the server, then please do, as our Darktide community is fantastic, and I cannot wait to jump into the game with you when the early access beta goes live. Hopefully, however, you enjoyed this video and found it useful. And as usual, our goal is to give you the best guides that are quick and let you jump straight back into the game. So if you like that, then hit the like button below and subscribe for more Darktide in the future. My name is Cal, and here's a big thank you from everyone at Realm Space Gaming for watching our videos, and don't forget to enjoy the rest of your day.